It's the 17th of June 2026, and we are looking at the markets. Today we have news. We have Form C coming on very shortly, which will disrupt the market, as you can see. Right, so we're going to analyze a few things, have a look at the market, see what's going on, and look at some potential setups. So we'll start with the crypto market. We can see the crypto had a move up. I think the turnaround point was around a 15 mark, as you can see down here. So that's quite a good influx of buyers come into the market there. So we can hopefully see Ethereum recover from here and start reaching newer, well, previous highs as we've had in the past. So there's certain levels that Ethereum in the long term will be reaching, will be around this area here. Again, as Bitcoin fluctuates, Ethereum fluctuates, and all cryptos actually fluctuate pretty much the same sort of time. Now, moving on from crypto, let's move on to a bit of oil. Since Donald Trump has lifted sanctions on the Strait of Hormuz, we have seen a massive drop in oil. Oil's getting destabilized again, so hopefully it can find its way back here. And once it does, that should start reflecting on our petrol prices at the petrol stations, which haven't really taken a huge impact yet, despite oil dropping quite sharply. But as you know, the markets, when they drop, they always have retractions. So we can expect this to reach back up to 80. From there, it's either going to come down, depending on fundamental news, or it's going to go higher um, if the war continues. Again, gold had a good rebound. So we've seen quite a bit of rebound from last week from the market when it kind of bottomed out, as we can say, because that was a fantastic position for all my traders in the groups who bought gold when we actually called it out around the $4,000 mark. You're up quite substantially at the moment. FOMC can either push it higher today, quite likely, or it's going to retrace back down, possibly around this level if it is coming back down again. So that's something to look around. Again, 7 p.m. GMT. Now, coming on to SpaceX. Now, SpaceX, let's move this down to a smaller time frame, such as a 3 minute. We can see it entered the market around $150 region per share of SpaceX. Now, don't forget, SpaceX is not really turning around a lot of money, but it's other companies which are getting migrated, like Starlink, um, XAI, etc., into SpaceX can actually make it a more profitable company. So we've seen some highs, which was around $225, and then it's retraced back down to just under $200, and it's had a small rebound. So again, really depends on the buyers and sellers. We personally won't be investing in SpaceX at this moment. We'll probably give it another couple of months to let it really fluctuate and find itself in the financial markets. Because as we know from previous history, SpaceX or any IPOs that initially come into the market, they tend to have a huge spurge and then they fall down. So one that we've been keeping a close look onto is something called Sound and Hound, AI firm, quite a good AI firm if you ask me, because they work with Tesla, they work with all the top AI providers in Silicon Valley and provide solutions for them. So it's a real company. It's out there, turning around billions, doing quite well. So this is the buy around here has been the buy. But what I really want to show you is when it first started fluctuating. So looking on a daily scale or Sound and Hound, um, you can see when the IPOs went up initially, when they got listed on the stock market. This is back in early 2003. You can see it really flew high. It went up high as $18. Then it came back down, found some ground, found its levels of buyers, and has been as low as $2, which is a fantastic investment. And don't forget, this was at the beginning of AI, if you want to say. And then obviously we've had $10, and then it's had a huge spike up to $24, almost $25. So a lot of up. Um, a lot of upscale still yet to be done, a lot of potential. It could potentially go lower. If it does go lower, we're looking at a couple of dollars before it can actually migrate and go higher. But I reckon the next AI boom will really make this reach different levels, potentially levels we've never ever seen before. Because it has had a few pump and dumps, as we can see, back in December 2024, and then the last one was actually in October 2025. So the next one we're yet to see, basically. So that's an interesting one for your watch list. There's nothing much to talk about with Tesla or Google or Nvidia. They've reached the market caps. They're quite sturdy on the market. They have quite good inflection of buyers, which are re-holding these positions. So the price doesn't really fluctuate or get as volatile as we like to see. Another one that we've been focusing on is Cloud Structure. Again, this is an AI company. Again, IPO launched, and it opened up, I think, around $50, if I'm correct. I'll have a quick check. Do, 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 do. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, around $50, I think that is. So it opened up on 50, it came back down, then it went back up to 51, 52. And ever since, it's kind of gone, right? But then again, it's a very, very long-term investment. We have been in IPO of this for quite some time. I think the biggest investor in cloud structure right now is BlackRock, if I'm right, which just show that there's still some room for investors to get in, because BlackRock doesn't invest in companies unless it knows something that we don't know. So that's something to look at. So in a nutshell, guys, we'll do another little scope and see where prices have taken us after FOMC, and we'll do another little update tomorrow.